What if I told you one of the UK's most powerful politicians is now openly saying Brexit might not just be a mistake, but something Britain will eventually reverse? Because that's exactly what just happened, and it's causing serious political shockwaves. Sadiq Khan has just gone much further than most in his party have dared to go. He's not hinting. He's not being vague. He's outright calling for the UK to rejoin the European Union. And not someday in the distant future, he's talking about putting it on the ballot at the next election. Let that sink in for a second. After years of political fallout from Brexit, after endless debates about respecting the referendum result, here we are again, with one of Labour's biggest figures saying the country should reverse course. Khan argues this is inevitable. That's his word. He says the cost of living crisis, rising global tensions, and economic strain are all pointing in one direction, back toward Europe. And honestly, whether you agree or not, that's a bold claim. Because inevitable suggests this isn't even a debate anymore, it's just a matter of time. He's also pushing for something very specific. Not just rejoining eventually, but first re-entering the customs union and the single market before 2029. That's essentially the economic core of the EU. And if you're wondering what that means in practice, it would bring back closer alignment with EU rules and likely reopen the door to free movement. So here's the real question. Is this a realistic economic strategy, or a political gamble that risks reopening one of the most divisive issues in modern British history? Khan says he sees the damage of Brexit every single day in London. Economically, socially, culturally, his words. He's tying rising costs not just to global events like US tariffs or tensions with Iran, but directly to Brexit itself. That's a powerful narrative, especially at a time when many households are struggling. But here's where things get even more interesting, and more complicated. This isn't just about Brexit. This is also exposing deep cracks inside Labour itself. Because Khan isn't just disagreeing quietly, he's publicly challenging his own party's direction. On immigration, for example, he's openly sided with figures like Angela Rayner and Andy Burnham, criticising recent reforms and suggesting the leadership is getting it wrong. That's a big deal. When senior figures start breaking ranks like this, it raises a bigger question: who is actually steering the party? Critics have jumped on this immediately. Conservatives are framing it as chaos at the top, arguing that Keir Starmer may be in office, but not fully in control. And you can see why that argument might resonate. When multiple high-profile voices are pulling in different directions on major issues like immigration and EU relations, it creates uncertainty. Meanwhile, parties like Reform UK are already drawing battle lines, promising to block any move back toward the EU. So if this debate really heats up, we could be heading straight into another political showdown, one that feels very familiar. And that's the thing. Whether you supported Brexit or opposed it, most people probably thought the chapter was, if not closed, at least settled for now. But Khan's comments suggest otherwise. They reopen a question that many thought had been answered. So here we are again, asking the same fundamental question. Was Brexit a final decision, or just a phase in a much longer story? Because if voices like Sadiq Khan keep getting louder, this debate isn't going away anytime soon. In fact, it might just be getting started all over again.